The cold, dark expanse of space stretched endlessly around the maintenance shuttle. Jae-won Park adjusted his gloves and checked the external sensors for the 100th time that day. Nothing unusual ever happened during these routine inspections of the outer mining station's hull. Suddenly, a faint blip appeared on his secondary radar screen. Most pilots would have ignored it, but something made Jae-won pause. The signal was weak, almost dying, coming from a barely visible object drifting among the asteroid clusters. He zoomed in the shuttle's high-resolution cameras. A spacecraft, badly damaged and tumbling slowly, hung lifeless against the starry backdrop. No standard communication signals, no navigation lights, just silent destruction. Jae-won knew the standard protocol. Report the wreckage. Wait for rescue teams. Stay safe. But something tugged at his conscience. What if someone was still alive inside? His hands moved swiftly across the control panel. The maintenance shuttle adjusted its trajectory, moving closer to the damaged craft. Heat signatures were minimal but not zero. A faint life sign flickered weakly. As he approached, the extent of the damage became clear. The alien spacecraft looked like it had been through a brutal battle. Scorch marks covered its metallic hull. Entire sections were torn open, exposing internal compartments to the vacuum of space. Most rescue operators would have declared this a lost cause. But Jae-won was different. His years of technical training, combined with an unusual sense of empathy, drove him to attempt the impossible. Using the shuttle's specialized cutting tools, he carefully began creating an entry point. The alien metal was unlike anything he had worked with before, harder, more resilient. Each cut required precision and patience. After 30 minutes of careful work, he created a small opening. Magnetic tethers secured his suit to the shuttle. Oxygen levels checked. Communication systems stable. He was ready. Jae-won entered the damaged spacecraft, his helmet lights illuminating the dark, twisted interior. Broken equipment floated around him. Alien technology, now silent and dead, drifted in zero gravity. Then he saw her. A female alien, her body wrapped in a strange form-fitting suit, was barely conscious. Her skin had an unusual blue-silver shimmer, unlike any species he had encountered before. Multiple injuries were visible, deep cuts, what seemed like plasma burns, and signs of severe physical trauma. Her breathing was shallow. Her eyes, a deep violet color, were barely open. She looked more like a delicate piece of art than a living being, damaged but still holding an incredible inner strength. Jae-won moved carefully. One wrong move could cause further injury or trigger some unknown alien defense mechanism. He activated his medical scanner, trying to understand her biological structure. The scanner struggled. Her physiology was complex, with multiple organ systems that didn't match any known species in human databases. Her blood chemistry was unique, showing remarkable adaptability and advanced cellular regeneration. He knew he had mere minutes to act. The damage to her craft meant life support was failing, oxygen was depleting, temperature was dropping rapidly. With practiced movements, he prepared a specialized medical harness designed for emergency alien extraction. It could stabilize multiple physiological parameters and provide immediate life support. As he secured her eyes flickered. For a brief moment, they locked with his. No words were exchanged, but something passed between them. A mutual understanding. A spark of connection that transcended species and language. Jae-won knew he was breaking every single protocol. Rescuing an unknown alien could mean diplomatic complications, potential quarantine, extensive debriefings. His career could be at risk. But looking at her fragile form, he realized some decisions are made not with the head, but with something deeper: compassion, hope, a fundamental belief in preserving life. The shuttle's systems hummed to life. Medical stasis fields activated. The alien female was now safe, her life hanging by a thread but stabilizing. Jae-won set a course back to the mining station, knowing his life was about to change forever. The medical bay of the mining station was unlike any typical human healthcare facility. Soft blue lights illuminated the sterile environment, where advanced technology met careful human intervention. Jae-won watched anxiously as the alien female lay connected to multiple monitoring systems. Her vital signs were strange. Machines beeped uncertainly, struggling to interpret her alien biology. Her body temperature fluctuated wildly. One moment she seemed almost frozen, the next burning with an internal heat that made the medical screens go crazy. Dr. Kim Yoo-jin, the station's chief medical officer, looked puzzled. "I've never seen anything like this," she muttered, adjusting complex scanning equipment. "Her cellular structure is completely different from any known species." Hours turned into days. The alien remained unconscious, her breathing shallow but steady. Jae-won found himself spending every free moment in the medical bay, watching her. Something about her presence intrigued him beyond mere professional curiosity. On the 5th day, something changed. The alien's hand twitched. Her breathing pattern shifted. Jae-won, who had been reviewing maintenance logs nearby, noticed the subtle movement immediately. Her eyes opened slowly. They were a deep violet color, unlike anything Jae-won had ever seen. They weren't just eyes. They seemed to hold entire universes within them. Confused and disoriented, she tried to move but found herself restrained by medical equipment. A translator device nearby suddenly crackled to life. "Where am I?" Her voice sounded like multiple tones blending together, almost musical. Jae-won stepped forward carefully. "You're safe. I found you in a damaged spacecraft and brought you here for medical treatment." She studied him intently. Her gaze was both curious and suspicious. Alien cultural protocols were clearly different from human interaction norms. Each movement seemed calculated, each glance a form of communication. "You are not from my world," she stated. It wasn't a question, but an observation. "My name is Jae-won Park," he responded, keeping his voice calm and neutral. "I'm a maintenance engineer from Earth." "What's your name?" The alien paused. Communication seemed to require careful consideration for her. "I am Yoonji Kim," she finally replied, a hint of irony in her voice at sharing a name similar to the human doctor nearby. Dr. Kim Yoo-jin approached, her medical scanner active. "We've been trying to understand your biological structure. Your healing capabilities are extraordinary. Indeed, wounds that would have been fatal to a human were already showing signs of rapid recovery." Her skin seemed to regenerate almost before their eyes. Advanced nanotechnology, genetic engineering. The medical team was baffled. Yoonji looked around the medical bay, taking in every detail. Her eyes moved from the equipment to the humans, analyzing, processing. "You saved me," she said to Jae-won. "Most species would have left me to die." Jae-won shrugged. "Leaving someone to die goes against everything I believe in." Her response surprised him. She laughed, a sound that was both familiar and completely alien. It wasn't a human laugh, but something that resonated with complex emotional undertones. "Your species is interesting," she said, studying Jae-won carefully. "Most advanced civilizations would have calculated the risk. You acted on something beyond logic." As days passed, Yoonji's strength returned. She learned about human technology, asked countless questions about Earth, and slowly revealed fragments about her own civilization. Each conversation was a delicate dance of understanding, bridging two completely different worlds. Jae-won found himself fascinated. She wasn't just recovering, she was learning, adapting, absorbing information at an incredible rate. Her curiosity about human culture was insatiable. Little did they know, outside the peaceful medical bay, something was approaching. Distant spacecraft were searching, and Yoonji's unexpected rescue was about to trigger a chain of events that would change everything. The healing was more than physical. Something deeper was happening. A connection forming between two beings from completely different corners of the universe. The mining station's alarm systems blared suddenly, cutting through the quiet routine of the day. Jae-won's hand instinctively reached for the nearest communication panel. 3 massive alien warships had just entered their sensor range, their weapon systems powered and ready. Yunji's reaction was immediate. Her body tensed, violet eyes scanning the station's interior with a mix of fear and determination. "They're looking for me," she whispered to Jae-won. The station's commander, a stern-faced woman named Park Ji-soo, gathered her team quickly. "We have unknown vessels approaching. Potential hostile intent." Her voice was calm, but tension hung in the air. Jae-won studied the incoming ships. They were unlike anything in human military databases, sleek, almost organic in design, with weapon systems that seemed to pulse with living energy. Each ship was easily 10 times the size of the mining station. "We can't fight them," the station's weapons officer muttered. "Our defensive capabilities are nothing compared to those ships." But Jae-won had an idea forming. His years as a maintenance engineer had taught him to see potential where others saw only limitations. The mining station was filled with equipment designed to break apart asteroids, manipulate massive objects in space. "Those ships are looking for precision," he said quietly to Yunji. "I'm going to make them see something else entirely." Using the station's mining lasers, Jae-won began a complex series of maneuvers. He targeted nearby asteroid fields, creating massive debris clouds. The lasers heated and fractured large space rocks, sending thousands of fragments spinning in unpredictable patterns. The alien warships adjusted their approach. Sophisticated tracking systems struggled with the sudden chaos. Massive chunks of rock and metal tumbled through space, creating a natural defensive screen. Yunji watched in fascination. "Humans are supposed to be primitive," she remarked, "but you're using creative thinking they won't expect." Jae-won modified the station's communication systems, broadcasting false signals. To the alien ships, it would look like multiple small vessels were scattered throughout the debris field. Each signal looked like a potential target, each rock a potential hiding place. One of the alien warships fired a massive energy weapon. The blast cut through several large asteroids, creating an even more complex debris field. Jae-won couldn't help but smile. They were playing directly into his strategy. Station personnel looked at him with a mix of confusion and hope. This wasn't standard military tactics. This was improvisation at its best. Yunji explained quietly that her people valued direct confrontation. They expected clear targets, predictable movements. Jae-won was doing something completely unexpected, turning the entire space around the station into a complex, unpredictable battlefield. Hours passed. The alien ships searched, their powerful sensors struggling to penetrate the artificial chaos Jae-won had created. Mining lasers continued to break apart asteroids, adding more confusion to the space around them. "They'll give up soon," Yunji said, watching the tactical displays. "They don't waste resources on uncertain missions." Her prediction proved correct. After 6 tense hours, the alien warships began to withdraw. They had found no clear target, no certain path to their objective. Jae-won collapsed into a station chair, exhausted but victorious. He had protected the station, protected Yunji, using nothing more than mining equipment and quick thinking. "Most species would have surrendered," Yunji said, placing her hand close to his. "Not touching, but close enough to feel a connection. You fought with creativity, not just weapons." The station crew looked at Jae-won with newfound respect. He had done the impossible, defended against technologically superior opponents using nothing more than mining station equipment and human ingenuity. But they all knew this was just the beginning. The alien ships might return. And Yeunji's presence meant continued danger for everyone on the station. Something bigger was coming, and Jae-won knew their unexpected journey was far from over. The station's conference room felt unusually tense. Jae-won sat next to Yunji, watching as senior officials discussed her unexpected presence. Star charts, diplomatic reports, and complex communication logs covered the main display. Yunji began explaining her civilization's complicated political landscape. Her people, the Stellar Collective, were experiencing internal conflicts that most humans couldn't comprehend. Multiple ruling factions competed for control, with scientific groups constantly challenging political leadership. "Our system is not like human governments," she explained. We don't have simple elections. We have complex knowledge challenges, where leadership is determined by technological and scientific achievements. Jae-won listened carefully. Her civilization seemed both advanced and fragile. Each political transition could potentially destroy entire research networks or scientific communities. The station's communication officer, Lee Min-ho, analyzed her data streams. These conflict markers suggest your civilization is on the brink of a major internal transformation, he observed. Yoon-ji confirmed his assessment. She had been part of a research team studying potential technological solutions to prevent widespread conflict. Her work threatened certain powerful political groups, which explained why she was being pursued. Jae-won noticed something unique about her storytelling. She didn't just provide facts. She shared emotional context, cultural nuances that made her civilization feel alive and complex. Her people valued knowledge above everything. Political power was earned through scientific breakthrough. Innovation was their primary currency. Survival depended on continuous intellectual advancement. Your approach to my rescue was fascinating, Yoon-ji told Jae-won during a quiet moment. Humans make decisions based on emotional responses. My people would calculate survival probability first. Station scientists became increasingly interested in her insights. She shared technological concepts that seemed decades ahead of human understanding. Quantum communication principles, molecular restructuring techniques, advanced energy management systems. But beneath her scientific explanations, Jae-won detected something more. A sense of loneliness, a desire to belong. Her extensive knowledge couldn't replace genuine connection. One evening, during a private conversation, Yoon-ji revealed more personal details. I never fitted perfectly within my civilization's strict structures, she admitted, always asking questions that made leadership uncomfortable. Jae-won understood that feeling. He too had been someone who thought differently, who saw solutions, where others saw only problems. Their conversations became a bridge between two completely different civilizations. She learned about human emotions, cultural complexities. He learned about her civilization's approach to knowledge and survival. Station. Leadership recognized the potential diplomatic significance of their interaction. Yoon-ji was providing unprecedented insights into an advanced alien civilization. Her scientific data suggested multiple technological exchanges could benefit humanity. Advanced medical techniques, energy production methods, communication technologies that could revolutionize human space exploration. But risks existed. Her presence could attract more attention from her pursuing factions. Each communication, each shared detail, could potentially expose her location. Jae-won developed protective strategies, modified communication protocols, encryption methods that would make tracking difficult. He used his technical skills to create a safety network around Yoon-ji. Their connection grew beyond mere survival. They became collaborators, partners in understanding. Two individuals from different worlds finding common ground through curiosity and mutual respect. The station felt different with her presence. Scientists worked with renewed enthusiasm. Technical teams discussed her shared knowledge with excitement. Her arrival had transformed their routine space mission into something extraordinary. As weeks passed, Yoon-ji's initial wariness transformed into genuine trust. She saw humans not as primitive beings, but as potential allies. Innovative, adaptable, capable of surprising technological leaps. Jae-won realized they were creating something unprecedented. Not just a rescue story, not just a potential diplomatic connection. They were building a bridge between civilizations, and their journey was just beginning. The final confrontation arrived without warning. Massive alien battleships surrounded the mining station, their weapons charged and ready to eliminate Yoon-ji and anyone protecting her. Jae-won stood beside her, watching the tactical displays. The station's defensive systems seemed pathetically inadequate against the technological might of the approaching fleet. Years of human engineering looked like children's toys compared to the alien weaponry. They want to eliminate me because I discovered something dangerous, Yoon-ji explained, quietly, Her voice remained calm, almost detached from the potential destruction surrounding them. The station commander, Park Jisoo, prepared evacuation protocols. But Jae-won and Yoon-ji had a different plan. Using the scientific data she had collected, they would expose the corruption within her home system's leadership. Yoon-ji uploaded massive amounts of classified information through sophisticated communication channels. Encrypted data streams pierced the alien communication networks, revealing hidden political manipulations that had remained secret for generations. Her research exposed how certain political factions were suppressing technological advancements to maintain their power. Decades of scientific progress had been deliberately blocked to prevent social transformation. The alien communication networks erupted in chaos. Internal communication channels began breaking down. The very ships surrounding the station started experiencing technical disruptions. Jae-won used the station's mining equipment to create additional communication interference. His technical skills, combined with Yoon-ji's advanced knowledge, turned their small mining station into an unexpected strategic center. "They never expected humans to be this adaptable," Yoon-ji said, a rare smile crossing her face. Within hours, the alien political structure began to crumble. The pursuing ships lost coordination. Internal conflicts emerged as different factions realized the extent of the information being revealed. Diplomatic channels opened unexpectedly. Human authorities, initially cautious, now saw an opportunity for unprecedented galactic communication. Yoon-ji's revelations provided insights into an advanced alien civilization that scientists had only dreamed about. The station became a temporary diplomatic hub. Representatives from multiple human space agencies arrived, eager to understand the complex information Yoon-ji had shared. Her scientific documentation was revolutionary. Technological concepts that could transform human understanding of physics, energy production, and space travel were now available. But beyond the technical achievement, something more profound happened. Yoon-ji found something she had never experienced in her rigid civilization: genuine human connection. Jae-won represented more than just a rescuer. He symbolized a different approach to existence: emotional, intuitive, willing to take risks based on moral conviction rather than calculated probability. "I could return to my civilization," she told Jae-won during a quiet moment. "But I found something here I never expected." Her choice was clear. She would remain with humans, continuing her research, building bridges between civilizations. The human scientific community welcomed her. Research institutions saw her as a potential game changer. Her knowledge could accelerate human technological development by decades. Jae-won's role became more than just her initial rescuer. He became her primary translator, her connection to human culture, her partner in exploring new scientific frontiers. Galactic diplomatic records would later describe this moment as a turning point. The unexpected rescue of one alien scientist by a human maintenance engineer had opened unprecedented communication channels. News spread quickly. Major space agencies celebrated the unexpected diplomatic breakthrough. What seemed like a simple rescue mission had transformed into a potential new era of interstellar cooperation. Yoon-ji's original pursuing factions were now politically neutralized. Her revelations had destroyed their power structures, creating opportunities for more progressive leadership within her civilization. As station celebrations continued, Jae-won and Yoon-ji stood together, watching the stars. Two beings from different worlds united by an impossible rescue, now standing at the beginning of a new chapter in galactic history. Their story was just starting, and nobody knew exactly where it would lead.